Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live and we are ready to rock and roll here again this afternoon. It's the Q West, the Quebec Racing League, about to get underway here again this afternoon. Another amazing evening of racing action here ahead of us. Sorry about a little bit of a late start here. We ran into some iRacing troubles. We actually had to uninstall and reinstall iRacing again for the second time here this week, which I don't know what the error codes are that keep popping up. It was a different number this time, but twice now this week. It happened to us Wednesday. We had to unfortunately miss out on a broadcast where we had to uninstall everything and then reinstall everything, and we had to do that again here this afternoon. Worked perfectly fine earlier today, but we had to uninstall everything, reinstall everything, and I'm glad that we were able to get in here and at least get our qualifying session in as well and get everyone the amazing racing action. As my boy Justin says, "Oop, we running late." Yeah, we were running late, but we're here now. We're here now, Justin. We are here. We are racing. We are ready to rock and roll. We are ready to go to battle here this evening at the beautiful USA International Speedway. This should be a lot of fun. He says, hello there, Justin. Hello, Mr. Young. How are you, brother? How are you? How you doing today? YouTube, it may be a different live link. Actually, I may have messed that up, chat. I may have messed that up majorly over there on YouTube. I think I hit the wrong button when I was going live. Bear with me there on that one. Let me take a quick look here. Let me quickly grab all the info that I can over there on the YouTube stream, as I think we're in a different lobby. I think that got messed up, so let me quickly hop over here and get everyone that's over on our other one into the new one here, because I totally messed that up. Let me grab the new live link, copy that. Let me post this in there. Yep, I think you did. I definitely did. But looks like all the information's still good, so that's the main thing. But let me quickly go and post that over there so that everybody knows that we're actually in a different server here. Let me quickly jump back to the other one, the other live broadcast that's going on right now, and make sure that everyone knows to come over here. Boom, post that there. Post that there. It's a new live link, chat. New live link. Hopefully everyone can find that. Paste. Let me post it in the Discord. Let me post it everywhere so that people know. I definitely messed that up, but we got it fixed. We got everything fixed. I'm just glad that we got this in here as we get ready for heat race number one. Heat race number one about to get underway as we get ready to play here this afternoon here in this one. As all these drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle. They're ready to duke it out here. I'm just hoping we can get everyone. There's 11 people waiting over on the other YouTube live stream. Guys, unfortunately, we messed things up. We didn't actually get it into that server, so you guys have to jump into the new server that was created here this afternoon, not that server. So I may even have to go and delete that one just so that people leave that area. Yeah, we're going to delete that forever. Let's delete that. Hopefully everyone can jump over here and find it over on the other YouTube stream. Hopefully everything is working good. Hopefully everything is looking good. Hopefully we can get things rocking and rolling. As heat race number one rolling out onto the racetrack, top 6 will transfer through to our A main feature event. So top 6 drivers will move forward. They will move their way into our A main feature event. Everybody else will be going to our consolation races here this afternoon. So a lot of consies, a lot of different things here for those consolation races. As Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson, Mama Bear coming in, showing the love with the like over there on the Facebook stream. How are you, Mama Bear? How you doing today? As we get ready to play here in our first race of this season, of this race number 3 here of the Q West League. It's Nick Brundage out in front. Brundage quickly onto the loud pedal. He's got Logan Herbert right there behind him. Is Herbert actually going to slide out in front here? So Brundage going to slide all the way back into that 3rd spot. Logan Herbert now out in front. Brundage and Sean McPhee battling here for position number 2 on the Speedway. The 71 rider Kevin Hebert there in 4th with Ray Ramy. Anthony Morano rounding out our top 6. Mike Brewer back there in 7th with Anthony Oliver Sorois, they're in position number 8. Alex Breesbaugh, Kevin Parenteau, our top 10 here on the Speedway. Michael Vitale, Billy Roberts, Eric Tetero, and Joseph Groom bringing up the rear of the field. There's 14 drivers here in heat race number 1. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just tuning in here to the broadcast, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as Logan Herbert continues to lead the way. Herbert out in front here at the beautiful USA International Speedway. Let me see Sean McPhee back there in second. Nick Brundage in the 916 ride. The Bubble Academy setups at number 916 ride. Rolls there in the third spot. He's got Kevin Hebert right there on him. Hebert trying to work himself a little closer to the front of the field as the 76 Ray Randy rolling there in position number 5 on the Speedway. But that's the 6th position right there. Taking a look down to his inside the 32 ride, the Swan Speed Shop ride. That is the FDM machine of Anthony Morano. Morano is going to slide up in front of that number 76, moving Ray Ramy now into the hot seat. He's currently in that 6th and final transfer spot. Look out! Brundage almost getting up into the outside fence. He's able to hang on to it though and keep that car rolling here at the front of the field. Currently scored in that 3rd spot. Luckily enough, able to stay out of the fence and keep that car in a transfer spot on the Speedway. As Logan Herbert will click off another lap here in heat race number 1. Herbert continuing to show these drivers how to get it done with Sean McPhee right there behind him in position number 2. Nick Brundage back in third with Kevin Hebert, Ray Ramy, and Anthony Morano rounding out our top 6 here on the Speedway. Once again, top 6 will transfer through to our A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation races. That means Mike Brewer, who's currently on the outside looking in with Alex Breesbaugh right there as well, currently in the 8th spot. Kevin Parentero, they're in position number 9. Parenteau back there in the 9th spot in a little 2-wide, 3-wide battle deeper in the field here. 10 is Michael Vitale in the 213. The Gears Unlimited Vitale Motorsports ride rolls there in that 10th position. Billy Roberts right there behind him in the 99. Then Oliver Sorois back there in position number 12. Eric Tetero in 13th and Joseph Groom down pit side with the white flag has been displayed. So one more time down the back straightaway here for the 611 ride of Logan Herbert. As Herbert down through corner number 3 and out of 4, Logan Herbert will pick up heat race win number 1 here at USA International Speedway. Sean McPhee, Nick Brundage, Ray Ramy, Anthony Morano, and Kevin Hebert in that 6th and final transfer spot. Top 6 will transfer through. Everybody else will unfortunately go to the consolation races here this afternoon. Let's take a look here at that finishing order as our top 6 will move on. Everybody else will load up their rides and join us in their consolation races. But top 6 do advance. I do believe top 3 or top 4 go to the redraw here this afternoon. Is Charles. What's good, Charles? Mr. Charles Richards says, hi guys, how are you, Charles? How you doing today? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful afternoon as we get ready to go here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 will line up like this. Starting on the pole in the 92, that is Tristan Ladisser. I'm probably going to mess that up again. Ladisser, they're in position number 1. Brady Cornett, they're in position number 2. Benoit Savoy, they're in position number 3 with William Rassin. They're in position number 4. Starting in position number 5 on the Speedways, the 22 ride of Kenneth Coe. To his outside, the 24, that is Zach Weisenflue. To his inside here, right there behind him on the inside of row number 4 is the FDM machine, the Tommy Gun Customs ride, the 56 of Aaron Brown. To his outside, that's Francois Benot. They're in position number 8. Then we see Taylor Wasson in the 07 ride there in 9th. CJ LeVar, his outside in position number 10. Ralph Cavell, they're in position number 11 with Philip Blanchard back in 12th. Ryan Elzey bringing up the rear of the field in the number 9 ride here this afternoon. So 13 more drivers getting ready to go to battle here in heat race number 2 on the evening. Who do you guys got? Who do you guys want to see pick up heat race win number 2? Can Ladisser get it done? Can Tristan Lattiser pick up the win here in this one? Or does Brady Cornett, Benoit Savoy, William Rassa give him a run for his money here in this one? We're about to find out as the green flag quickly back out into the air for the 92 of Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser out in front, quickly onto the loud pedal, trying to get this 92 ride up and away from the rest of the field, trying to give himself some breathing room as Brady Cornett trying to hold on to position number 2. As these big block modifieds get rumbling down through corner number 3 and back into corner number 4. Look out, the 24 ride. More contact deeper in the field. That's Ryan Elzy up into the air right there after hard contact between him and the 144 of Philip Blanchard. We saw Zach Weisenflue running into some issues, and he's going to run into more down here through 1 and 2 in the 24 ride. Unfortunately goes from 6th position all the way back into 11th here. A tough break there for Zach Weisenflue, now running into some connection issues as well, so things are getting even worse for that 24 ride as Tristan Lattiser out in front, leading the way here in this one. Brady Cornett back there in second with Benoit Savoy. They're in position at number 3, Kenneth Coe, William Rassin, and now Taylor Wasson rounding out our top 6 here on the Speedways. Once again, top 6 will transfer through into the A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation race here this afternoon. So who will work their way into the show? Who will unfortunately be in a position that they may go home early, as you do not want to be in one of those consies, because your night could come to an end in a quick hurry if you find yourself in a C main, D main, B main, or whichever main it may be, except for the A main. You do not want to be in it. You want to be locked in to the show right through your heat race. And you see Aaron Brown, CJ LeVere, they're trying to work themselves up here into that battle for position number 6 on the Speedway. There's quite a bit of gap between themselves and that number 70 rider, the 07 ride, as we do see the caution flag fly. Yellow flag on the Speedway. Ralph Cavell running into some issues and now takes that Metalheads 51 ride down pit side. A heartbreaker here for Ralph Cavell, as it looks like a little contact here between himself and, not sure who that is. That is the 7-11 ride of Francois Benoit. And Benoit, unfortunately, going to get in here, gets a good run into the corner. Oh, you see the 51 tag the outside fence, the opening in the outside wall here down the back straightaway. He's going to collaborate. Unfortunately, that just locks things up here for the 51. This is a tough spot to hit right here. Watch him. Bam, rear end kicks out, bounces it off the fence, loses all that momentum, nowhere to go there for the 71 rider. Francois Benoit, as Francois nowhere to go right there, and unfortunately tags him in there, gets him up into the fence even farther. He goes upside down here for the 51 ride, and that's what puts us under our first caution flag of the day. So we'll stack them up, we'll rack them up, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing, as the 92 ride of Tristan Lattiser did not want to see that caution flag. He wanted to see this one go clean and green in the DIRTcar Dig Performance number 92 ride. Now Brady Cornett will be right back to his outside. Benoit Savoy there in position number 3 with Kenneth Coe back there in 4th. William Rassin and Taylor Wasson are top 6. And now Wasson definitely did not want to see that yellow flag, as that's going to bring all these drivers right back to his rear bumper, and that is the battle for that 6th and final transfer position, and that's the spot you do not want to be. As Charles Richard coming in with that like on the stream, Eric Gaumond coming in as well. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Eric coming in with the like, and my boy Eric Tethereau coming in as well with the heart reaction as well, Racine, police, Tabernac. Hey, listen, I don't speak a lot of French, but I know Tabernac. Okay? Okay, let's keep the language family friendly here, Marc-Andre. Let's keep it family. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, brother. It's in French. Facebook doesn't know the difference. You can say Tabernac all you want up there in the Facebook stream, okay? Facebook doesn't know the difference. If you're using the English version, they might get mad at you, but the French version, I don't think their AI systems pick up on that one. As out in front, you see that green flag fly here. Tristan Lattiser trying to keep himself out in front, but piles it into the outside fence there, and that's going to allow the number 2 rider, Brady Cornett, to jump up and take that race lead away. 3-1 right here at the front of the field. Brady Cornett up on the top shelf. That is Tristan Lattiser down through the middle, and Benoit Savoy right down low, trying to poke his nose into this battle at the front of the field. Down the front straightaway, they get a little bit more single file as Brady Cornett continues to lead the way, but Tristan Lattiser trying to jump up and take this top spot back away from the number 2 here today. And the 2 goes up. Here comes the slide job there into the 92. Lattiser goes for the big slider, but the crossover into the 2 ride. Brady Cornett will stay out in front as the white flag has been displayed. Our top 6 staying right there, but now you see the 2 ride make contact with the outside fence. That'll open up the door for Tristan down the back straightaway. Lattiser back out in front. He leads us down into corner number 3. Nice and easy out of corner number 4. Tristan Lattiser will pick up heat race win number 2 here on the evening. Brady Cornett, Benoit Savoy, Kenneth Coe, William Rassin, and Taylor Wasson. Our top 6 all going to transfer through to the A main feature event. Everybody else will unfortunately load up their rides and join us for the consolation races here. Let's get a good look here at our finishing order there for heat race number 2 as Lattiser picks up the win here in this one. As he says, who cares? Who cares? That's true. It's true. I mean, Facebook cares, unfortunately. And when I make money on it, that's who makes it. You know, that's who cares. As Renee Gamash coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Renee? Renee coming in, showing the love here in this one with that like on the stream. As Lattiser picking up the win there in position number 1 with Brady Cornett, Benoit Savoy, Kenneth Coe, William Rassin, and Taylor Wasson. All transferring through to the A main feature event, meaning that our 7th place driver all the way down to our 13th place driver all going to go to our consolation races. We'll get ready here for heat race number 3. Heat race number 3 about to get underway and starting on the pole in the number 25. It's another Dirty Dig performance ride. That is Kenny Cudney, who will start here in the top spot. To his outside, that is the 20 of Elliot Gamesh. Then we see Sam Bachman there in position number 3. Brad Mikulowski there in 4th with Gabriel Foster in position number 5. Sebastian Labonte there in that 6th spot with Martin Blackburn back there in 7th. Anthony Rosselli, Anthony Ramsey, Dean Reynolds, our top 10 here on the Speedway with Nathan McMahon, Tommy Lavelle, and Patrick Maltis bringing up the rear of the field. As we are back to Green Flag Racing, heat race number 3 underway once again. Top 6 to transfer through to the A main feature event. Everybody else going to the consolation races, and we quickly see that caution flag fly for the 74 ride of Tommy Lavelle. Unfortunately running into some issues here on the Speedway. Let's take a look here and see what happens to this beautiful 74 ride out there on the Speedway. As we get things started, he gets going on the throttle here quickly down into corner number 1. Gets in there a little too deep, though, a little too sideways. Unfortunately, 74 ride just going to go around there all by himself. No contact there, so luckily enough, no issues other than the caution flag for the 74, and losing a couple spots. We will get everybody stacked back up and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one. So the green flag about to come back out here in just a couple more moments as a quick caution flag, and we'll get things rolling here once again. Is everybody ready to rock and roll? Charles says, let's go. Gamesh looking very solid out there on the Speedway. Marc-Andre Menard Desjardins coming in as well with the heart reaction here on the broadcast. I appreciate that, brother, coming in showing the love, as he also says, let's go. Gamesh cheering on that 20 ride as the little group Ultra Machine there to the outside of the front row. Ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, ready to try this one all over again, looking to try to put himself into a position to potentially pick up heat race win number 3 here this afternoon. Now, I do believe with 3 heat races, I do believe the top 3 all going to the redraw here this afternoon. So top 3 drivers to the redraw here in our warm-up session after our consolation races. So it'll be fun to watch and see who can pull which ticket, who can start where as we go back to Green Flag Racing. Kenny Cudney back to the green flag as here comes Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh down low looking for a big run. Down and out of corner number 2, looking to go door to door with the 25, but Kenny Cudney able to carry that momentum down the back straightaway, and he will stay in that top spot. Watch stretches of the racetrack there through corner 3 and 4, but look at the runs he's able to get using the high side here at USA International Speedway. Kenny Cudney looking good here in this one, is right there behind him. Elliot Gamesh trying to hang on to position number 2. Now he's got Sam Bachman working to his back bumper. Bachman right there ready to pounce, ready to make some moves to try to get around that 20 machine here on the Speedway. Is Gabriel Foster there in position number 4 with Brad Miklowski back there in 5th. Sebastian Labonte though working down to his inside here as they are battling back here for that 5th and 6th position. Labonte in that 26 ride, door to door, beating and banging, elbows up, racing here for that 6th and final transfer spot as the driver's right there behind him. Anthony Rosselli, Martin Blackburn, Dean Reynolds, they're on the outside looking in. They want to jump up there and join that fight for that 5th and 6th spot on the Speedways. Now they're going to go 3 wide there. The 21 ride of Gabriel Foster definitely did not want to see that contact. Now Foster's into the fence. Hard contact there for the 21 ride. Slow on the Speedway, broken right front suspension. Caution flag on the racetrack. Caution flag right there for Gabriel Foster as we saw that one happen there. But we'll take another look back at it. It's 3 wide down through corner number 1 and 2. And that just gets this 21 ride up the racetrack here. Some tight battling back there behind them, but they get a great run down the front straightaway into corner number 3 here. As they get this run, they take it down low, and look at the 3 wide and some contact. They continue to lean on each other. The 23 of Miklowski, Labonte there in the 26. That unfortunately puts the 26 ride up into Foster, and unfortunately Foster already up on the top shelf, goes up and over the cushion. Unfortunately, just gets a weird angle on corner exit right here. And this angle, unfortunately, you're going to see him get up and into the outside fence after him and the 26 make contact again there out of corner number 2, and right there see him pile drive the outside fence. Good heads up driving by everyone else, able to get around him, but the right front completely sheared off the 21A ride there down the back straightaway. So a heartbreaker there for the 21 machine as Foster was in a transfer spot and definitely did not want to see that that battle right there, as man, that was a tough one for those drivers. As Justin says, I think the leaderboard is glitched. Ooh, I definitely think the leaderboard is glitched. That's a good call right there, Justin. I'm glad you said that. Hopefully that can fix it right there. Perfect. Beauty. Right on the ball. Right on the ball. We like that. We like that. Good heads up right there by Justin Young. We appreciate that, brother, coming in, letting us know that that leaderboard was a little askew there. So glad we got that figured out. Is Ray coming in, showing the love here as well with the heart reaction and the share on the broadcast. I appreciate that. Ray coming in, showing the love here in this one as each and every one of these drivers ready to go to battle. They're ready to go back to war here in this one, which has already been a heck of a show, man. Some of these heat races have been absolutely amazing. These guys have been putting on a hell of a show for each and every single one of us, and it's going to get better and better and better as the night goes on, as the pressure continues to build and things become more and more tough for everybody, as it's going to be more and more fun. Alrighty, lights are off. The official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here as Kenny Cudney quickly sees that green flag fly. He's able to jump on the loud pedal, but caution flag quickly coming back out there. Looked like our race officials did not like the way that things were stacked up a little farther back there. I do believe the 07 ride going to get a little contact here. Things were kind of broken up. Drivers were kind of just stacked on top of each other. And unfortunately for Sam Bachman, he's going to get the worst end of it here as there's some contact in his back bumper. The 26 and the 23 continue to beat and bang. And before we even go and see that green flag fly, they're already 3 wide. Drivers slipping and sliding around. And that's where we see that caution flag fly here. So a quick restart, getting everybody figured back out. Everyone back into a good position as they're going to wait for the official iRacing pace truck to catch up there and go by them. So there we go. We'll get them rolling again here down the back straightaway and into corner number 3. So everyone will get ready to go back to battle here in this race as Kenny Cudney had a good restart right there. I'm sure he did not want to see another caution flag. Elliot Gamesh, though, trying to figure out what that 25 ride is doing here on these restarts. Maybe trying to learn a little something there. Maybe found something on that last restart on where the 25 ride wanted to fire, but I know that, you know, Kenny, he's got a lot of different tricks up his sleeve here. He's going to be trying to fire from a whole bunch of different areas, different angles, different things to try to catch these drivers that are back there behind him a little flat-footed, and off the gas pedal where he can try to get that good jump, the good launch, and be able to open up a couple car lengths between himself and Elliot Gamesh, the 007 rider Sam Bachman there before he even hits corner number 1. So we'll have to wait and see what the 25 ride has up his sleeve here for the next restart here at USA International Speedway. As we'll get ready to go back to battle. We'll get ready to stack these drivers back up and back into the fight here this afternoon, as already some great racing action, back and forth battling there on the speedway. Each and every one of these drivers trying to get everything they can, trying to get every inch possible out there on the speedway. And they're fighting, they're battling, man, and talking about fighting and battle. And we may have to send some officials down to the hauler here for the 23 and the 26 ride after this heat race, because they have been all over each other here throughout this race. And it continued there on that restart. That's where we saw Labonte and Brad Mikulewski unfortunately making contact. That's what got the 007 to Sam Bachman bent out of shape there, and have that restart here coming up. So we'll have to keep an eye on those two here throughout the rest of this heat race and throughout the rest of the evening, as they've been bouncing and leaning on each other. And I don't think it's over yet as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. The 25 rider Kenny Cudney back onto the loud pedal, gets a good restart, but there we go. Elliot Gamesh hanging right there with them, less than a car length down into corner number 1. Gamesh gonna take a look down low. He's trying to work his way to the front of the field as 3 wide back there behind him. 3 wide is Brad Mikulewski trying to work himself into position number 4. He will clear the 26 of Sebastian Labonte, as we do see the checkered flag this time by is a 1-lap shootout, and there it is. The checkered flag is out. Heat race number 3 going to the 25 ride of Kenny Cudney. Elliot Gamesh, Sam Bachman, Brad Mikulewski, Sebastian Labonte, and Anthony Rosselli going to round out our top 6 there in heat race number 3 on the evening, as we'll get ready for our first consolation race. And it looks like we're going to have a C main and a B main. So we're looking for 4 drivers. 4 drivers to work their way from this C main into our B main. Now they will start at the tail end of this B main, so they're going to be on their A game. They got to make sure they are ready to make some moves and try to work themselves into the show here, as it's going to get very, very interesting in a quick hurry here this afternoon. As in front, starting on the pole here for our C main consolation race, it's the 74 rider Tommy Lavelle. Lavelle will start here in the top spot. To his outside is the Gears Unlimited by Tally Motorsports. Enemy Consulting Durkee Dink Performance ride, that is Billy Roberts. Starting in position number 3, the 144, that is Philip Blanchard. To his outside, that is Patrick Multis. To his and to the inside of row number 3 in the number 024, that is Oliver Sorois. To his outside in the 9 ride, that is actually the 143 who will be on his outside. It is Ryan Elsie. It'll start there in the 6th position. Then we see Gabriel Foster, who was in a transfer spot there in that heat race. Unfortunately had that damage and had to go down pit side, and now he's in this C main trying to work his way into the show. To his outside will be the 61 ride of Eric Tentereau. Tentereau will start there in the 8th position with Ralph Cavell and Joseph Groom bringing up the rear of the field. 10 drivers battling for 4 transfer spots into our B main, and quickly Tommy Lavelle getting a great launch and a great start here as he quickly hammers down and looks to try to open up a bit of a lead here. He got a great jump over top of Billy Roberts. Roberts kind of found flat-footed right there at corner number 4, and unfortunately that 99 right slides all the way back into that 4th position. Now they're already stacking up, beating and banging, battling back here for that 4th and final spot, as here comes Patrick Multis. Multis up and into that 4th spot, but more beating and banging down into corner number 1. Look out, as here comes Billy Roberts trying to work himself back towards the front as he works the outside groove on the 143 of Multis. Multis down low, gonna try to slide right there in front of the 99 right. Unfortunately could not get the run he was hoping for down through quarter 3 and 4, and that will slide him all the way back now into that 5th position. Once again, our top 4 will transfer through into our B main consolation race. Everybody else will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon. As Ray says, thanks for the stream. I got you, Ray. I got you, brother. As I appreciate you tuning in and showing the love here in this one. As Philip Blanchard out in front, leading the way now. Tommy Lavelle slides all the way back to third, and we see the caution flag fly. It's Billy Roberts and Gabriel Foster who are going to run into each other here on the bottom side of quarter number 4. Let's take a look back and see what happens. Billy Roberts in that fourth and final transfer spot, trying to keep himself out of trouble here. Gets a big run, though, on the 74. Unfortunately, bounces off of Lavelle, and nowhere to go there for Foster. As Foster, again, another incident where he had no business being in it. Unfortunately, nowhere to go. Gets that contact and fortunately gets some pretty good damage there on the 21A ride again as he slams into the sign there of the 99 of Billy Roberts. As Roberts, unfortunately, heavy damage there for himself as well. And you also see the 20 ride getting in there, getting some good damage as well. So another driver, the 26 actually, of Joseph Groom getting tied up in that one. Let's take another look at this. And a big run here for this number 99 ride. And Billy Roberts just sends it in there deep. I don't think he was expecting the 74 of Lavelle to, unfortunately, be as slow as he was through the center of the corner. But he was just trying to get good drive off, and unfortunately, the 99 just sent it in there a little too deep. Makes that contact. Unfortunately, quite a few drivers finding out the hard way on the damage model right there of how much damage that little bit of contact can produce, as Tommy Lavelle will actually end up with the race lead as it goes back to the last lap completed where he was out in front. But down through quarter number 1 and 2, he actually lost that first and second spot, but he's going to get him back there due to that caution flag. So Philip Blanchard will go back to second. Oliver Soro is back into third. Patrick Maltis now into the fourth spot. Here is Ryan Elzy, Ralph Cavell, Joseph Groom, Gabriel Foster, Eric Tentero, Billy Roberts going to round out our field here in this one as Roberts goes to the back of the pack. And the 21A ride joins him back there as well after getting tied up in that caution flag. So we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one. Our C-Main Consolation Race underway here this afternoon. Who will find their way into RB Main? Top 4 will transfer through. Everybody else will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here for our final 2 races of the evening. Now, that is not a spot you want to be. You do not want to be standing on top of the hauler and watching all these other drivers battle and compete for a race win here this afternoon. But unfortunately, 6 drivers have got to go. 4 will transfer through as we are back to Green Flag Racing. Tommy Lavelle out in front, getting another good restart, is back there behind him. That 143 ride, trying to hang on to it here as quickly. We already see Gabriel Foster. He's going to work himself up a little farther as well as, man, oh man, some tough luck for a couple of these drivers. Patrick Maltis, unfortunately, in that, being scored in the 10th position, but he is not in the 10th position, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why it's showing him all the way back there in 10th. That is not where the full 143 ride is on the Speedway. The scoring has him scored, unfortunately, right now for some reason all the way back in the 10th spot on the Speedway, maybe due to a black flag or something that may have popped up here for that 143. But Tommy Lavelle out in front, going to click off another lap. It's Philip Blanchard and Oliver Sorois. They're in second and third, continue to battle. It's now showing us that the 21A of Gabriel Foster is in that fourth and final transfer spot, but it's actually the 143 here of Patrick Maltis, unless he has some sort of an issue here that we don't know about. If he has a black flag that iRacing has given him, it may take him out of a transfer spot here this afternoon, which is definitely not a spot you want to be if you're the 143. You gotta hope that the officials maybe clear the black flag, or hopefully iRacing doesn't penalize him here in this one. But right now he is scored back in the 10th position as Tommy Lavelle down at a corner number 4 will click off another lap. Is down across the line. We do see only 3 more laps left to go here in this C-Main Consolation Race. Philip Blanchard there in second, trying to hang on to it here as Oliver Sorois continues to battle there to his back bumper as our top 4 starting to separate themselves from the rest of the field here as that number 143 of Patrick Maltis is that 4th car there in line. Gabriel Forrester being scored as our 4th place driver though, so we'll have to wait and see what iRacing does. But right now the 143 ride doing everything possible to put himself into a position to transfer through. Now it may just be iRacing pulling a stupid move on us here or whatnot, maybe just a glitch in the system, but right now it is showing Gabriel Foster as our 4th place driver. Ryan Elsie back there as we do see that white flag fly. As the white flag comes out, so doesn't the caution flag. Ralph Cavell running into some more issues here on the Speedway. Him and Joseph Groom both going to take their rides down pit side. Heavy contact down there through corner 3 and 4. Let's take a look and see what happens as both drivers on the outside of a transfer spot looking in. Unfortunately, it looks like the 51 ride down low is going to tank that inside fence. He goes up and crashes into the outside fence. There to go for Billy Roberts as well as upside down for the 26. Upside down there for the 51 ride. A couple heavy hits down here in corner number 3 as we'll watch this 51 ride. A big run down the back straightaway. Knows his time is running out, knows that he has to start to try to reel in that 21 ride, but right there, tanks that inside fence, jumps up to the outside fence there, and then he goes upside down. Some contact there with Joseph Groom. Groom also goes upside down, and unfortunately for both drivers, they take their rides down pit side. So a tough break for both Ralph Cavell and Joseph Groom, as I do believe their nights may be over. As Tommy Lavelle out in front, leading the way here in this one. Philip Blanchard there in second. Oliver Soro is back there in position number 3 with Patrick Multis. They're in position number 4 on the Speedway. As Multis back there in position number 4, he is now scored in that 4th position. So whatever iRacing was doing right there, it is fixed. It is good back to normal. So we do have him scored in that 4th position. So that is good to see as we do go back to green flag racing. This will be another 1-lap shootout here in our C main as a great restart right there for the 74 ride of Tommy Lavelle. Lavelle needed that good restart with Philip Blanchard and the 0-24 of Oliver Sorois trying to work their way into the B main. So is it Gabriel Foster and Patrick Multis. Again, it's showing Multis back there in the 8th spot here, and Gabriel Foster in that 4th and final transfer position. But we do see the white flag this time flying go out. So it's a 2-lap shootout here in this one. I thought it was going to be like our heat race there, where it was a 1-lap shootout, but our C main is a green-white checker to the end here in the C-main consolation race. Tommy Lavelle down through corner number 3 though for the final time here in this C-main. Nice and easy out at corner number 4, and he will pick up the first consolation race of the afternoon. So Tommy Lavelle, Philip Blanchard, Oliver Sorois, and if iRacing is scoring Gabriel Foster in that 4th spot, that will transfer the 21A into the next round. I'm not sure if iRacing is going to show it that way or not. We'll have to take a look here as we'll take a look right now and see what the final order is for these drivers in that C main. Is Tommy Lavelle picking up the win, Phil Blanchard, Oliver Sorois, and Gabriel Foster scored in that 4th and final transfer spot. That's a heartbreaker there for Patrick Multis, as I'm not sure what may have happened there to the number 143 and what kind of a penalty or what that may have been, but unfortunately misses out here on this feature event as Billy Roberts, Ryan Elsie, Eric Tetoro, Patrick Multis, Joseph Groom, Ralph Cavell, and Nathan McMahon, unfortunately, all will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon as only our top 4 transferred through to the C-Main, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll for the C-Main action right now. C-Main about to get underway. Drivers rolling back out onto the racetrack here, so we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. We're looking for the top 12 here. Top 12 drivers from this C main will move, or from this B main, we'll move on to our A main feature event. So we're looking for 12 drivers to punch their ticket into the show here. Mike Brewer, CJ Lavere, 1 and 2 here on the Speedway. Dean Reynolds there in third with Alex Priestbond to his outside. Then we see Aaron Brown and Anthony Ramsey in the 8 ride, rounding out our top 6. Kevin Parenteau in the 10 and Francois Benoit round out our top 8 with Martin Blackburn and Michael Vitale, our top 10 here on the Speedway. Zach Weisenflue, Tommy Lavelle, Philip Blanchard, Oliver Sorois, and Gabriel Foster in our 15th position here as top 12 will transfer through. Unfortunately, 3 more drivers will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon as we are quickly green flag racing here in this B main consolation race. Mike Brewer out in front, leading the way here. Brewer in front of the field here for this B main. He's got CJ Levert right there behind him, trying to hunt him down. And here comes Alex Priestbaugh and Dean Reynolds as they both look to try to tackle this foreride of CJ Levert for position number 2 on the Speedway. Down low, a good run coming from the 79 ride as the FTM machine, that super dirt car. Number 79 of Dean Reynolds jumps up into the 3rd spot, but a little bit of a slide job right there from Alex Priestbaugh. The crossover and a great run down the front straightaway there for Dean Reynolds as Reynolds trying to hang on to that 3rd position here on the Speedway. And now here comes Aaron Brown right into the battle here for position number 3, but a great run again down the back straightaway. Some contact there as Levert and the FTM 79 of Dean Reynolds go door to door down the back straightaway. And down low, Dean Reynolds still finding some great traction, some great runs, and he's going to move himself now into position number 2. Here comes Alex Priestbaugh, going to try to follow him right off through with CJ Levert. Going to try that high side groove. See these cars hopping, skipping, jumping all around the racetrack, trying to find the runs that they're looking for, trying to find the easiest way and the fastest way around the racetrack. And right now, it's a little bit easier for some, a little bit tougher for others. Is back there deeper in the field, Oliver Soro as one of our C-Main Constellation drivers back here on the outside of a transfer spot looking in. Team with Gabriel Foster and Tommy Lavelle is right now our 12th and final transfer spot is being held by that 144 of Philip Blanchard. Blanchard in that 7-Eleven ride of Francois Benoit rounding out our top 12 here on the Speedway. And they're trying to keep Tommy Lavelle back there on the outside looking in here as once again top 12 will transfer through into the A main feature event. Everybody else will go home early here this evening as Mike Brewer continuing to lead the way. Brewer out in front. Dean Reynolds right there in second with Alex Priestbaugh back there in 3rd. Aaron Brown in position number 4 with CJ Levert. Now back into the 5th position. It's a little bit of bumping and beating and banging. Martin Blackburn hang on to it right there as he got hard into the back end of Anthony Ramsey. Ramsey able to keep that car pointing the right direction as everyone's still continuing to work their way around CJ Levert. Levert sliding backwards here in that 4 ride. Unfortunately, started up towards the front of the field and now all the way back in that 7th spot. And he's at risk of falling even farther back, and he's got to be careful here. If he keeps on going, he may be at risk of not transferring through our A main feature event. But contact deeper in the field, Francois Benoit. Francois Benoit unfortunately making some contact right there. I do believe Gabriel Foster gonna get tied up in this one, and we do see that caution flag fly. Is out of corner number 2. Watch the 7-Eleven machine here. Looks like he's going to get a little help in this one. Contact right there from the 74 ride. Gets him bent out of shape. He's trying to catch it. Trying to still save it and keep himself out of the 74 ride of Tommy Lavelle. Unfortunately, somewhat goes around. Tangs that 21A ride. And unfortunately for Gabriel Foster, going to slide sideways there on the racetrack and get stopped there in and out of corner number 2, and that's what will put us under the caution flag. So a couple tough hits, a lot of beating and banging there down and out of corner number 2, and we will see that caution flag fly. So a quick caution flag here in our P main will bring this field all back together with only a few more laps left to go and a few more opportunities for drivers to potentially work themselves into our A main feature event. If they do not make it into the show, they will load up their rides and they will join the fans in the stands. They will unfortunately be up on their haulers, down on their pit boxes, and they will not be in their race cars here for this A main feature event, and that is not a spot you want to be. As we'll get them all ready to go back to battle here in this one. We'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and are ready to go as Mike Brewer continues to lead the way. Brewer looking good out in front as that Public Enemy setups, the Outlaw Motorsports Kubota number 15 machine at the front of the field, looking very, very fast so far here in this B main. He just missed out on transferring through his heat race. Unfortunately came home in the 7th position, but looking to punch his dicky here with a B main win. May have to change his name to the B main Brewer. The Mike Brewer machine out in front. A great restart as Dean Reynolds and Alex Priestbaugh battling back there behind him for position number 2, but the heat is on for that 12th and final transfer spot. That number 7-Eleven rider Francois Benoit trying to hang on to that 12th and final transfer position as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time around here, and there you go, the battle door to door. Right now on the outside looking in, it is Oliver Sorois. Sorois is on the outside of a transfer spot here. Same with Gabriel Foster and Tommy Lavelle, three of our C-main transfers trying to work themselves into the A-main feature event as the checker flag is going to fly. One more shot down at a corner number 4. This is the 24 trying to chase him down. Unfortunately, they could not get him as Francois Beno is going to pick up that 12th and final transfer spot. Mike Brewer with the B-main win here in this one. Bree spot in second. Dean Reynolds, Zach Weisenflew. They're in position number 4 as we will take a quick look here at our B-main standings here. Let's take a look at our B-main and show you guys the drivers that unfortunately worked their way into the show and the drivers that unfortunately did not transfer through. So our top 12 made it into the A-main. Everybody else will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands. So that means Oliver Sorois, Gabriel Foster, and Tommy Lavelle will all unfortunately load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon as we'll get everybody stacked up and ready to go here as our redraw is about to get underway here. So we're waiting for the boys to drag me into the redraw room here, and we will get ready for our redraw here this afternoon and show you guys who is going to put themselves into a golden position, a golden opportunity here this afternoon in this redraw. Let's see if okay, we are in here now. Alrighty, let me quickly pull your live stream in here, James.
70 Fahrenheit.
Alrighty, whenever you are ready, James, you can go ahead with the redraw here.
Perfect, thank you, Aaron. So the first one to pick is Logan Herbert. And Logan is going to start 9. 9 for Logan. And after that, we got Tristan Ladusor. Tristan will start third, Tristan. And then we got Kenny Cudney. Kenny will start 12th. Oh, bad luck for Kenny. That sucks for him.
That's a tough one right there for Kenny.
Yeah. Alright, after that we got Sean McPhee. Sean McPhee 11th. Sean is not lucky at all with the redraw. Poor him. And then we got Brady Cornett. Brady will start 10th. So the worst position are now picked. And then we got Elliot Gamache. Elliot Gamache will start 4th. 4th for Elliot. And then we got Nick Brundage. Nick will have the pole.
2 weeks in a row.
For 2 weeks in a row, Nick Brundage on the pole for the 50 laps feature.
Paying somebody off here. Oh my.
Yeah. Some people don't like the redraw, but I think Nick does like it.
I think he's loving it right now.
For sure. Alright, after that we got Benoit Savoie. Benoit will start 7th. 7 for Benoit. After that, Sam Backman. Samuel Backman would start 2nd. Outside pole.
Good spot. Good spot.
After that, Ray Rami. Ray Rami, who's new in the league, will start 5th. So 5th for Ray Rami. And then we got 6th and 8th. Now it's Kenny Ko. Kenny will start 6th. So Brad Michalowski will start 8th. So that's it for the redraw.
Alrighty, well that was definitely interesting, man. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of happy campers and a lot of not happy campers there after that redraw.
For sure.
Track is open.
Alright fellas, good luck out there, have fun.
Thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there, man. That's a pretty interesting redraw right there. That is that's pretty wild to see how that redraw obviously works and how these drivers have to get rocking and rolling. As Mark Andre says, good job, James Richard. Yeah, great job there, great redraw. It really mixes things up, and now I feel like we're going to see a lot of those fast drivers like Herbert back there deep in the field. You got you know, Logan Herbert back there and a couple other Sean McAfee back there as well. A lot of very, very fast cats, you know, deep in this field to start this race. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can work themselves through that traffic and get to the front of the field here in this one. But there's going to be some really, really fast guys up there, man. Brundage is going to be tough to beat again here this evening from that pole position, and having, you know, Tristan Lattiser up there and a couple of these other fast cats up there battling at the front of the field. It's going to be tough to find that groove, find that lane, and jump up here to battle for early race leads. So it's going to be fun to watch, fun to see these drivers duke it out, as we're going to get a quick break in here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere, as you don't want to miss out on this feature event. It's our main feature event about to come right at you here in just a few more moments. As I'm going to get a quick drink into me, we're going to get ready to rock and roll here for this main feature event in just a few more moments, as we'll crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming, give you guys a good look here at the sights and sounds around USA International Speedway. William, oh, I can't read that. Fun race, Eric. Definitely a fun race, brother. Definitely a fun race out there, man. These guys have been putting on a heck of a show for us all. Heck of a show for everybody here tonight. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. It's our A main feature event is about to get underway. Drivers getting ready to go to battle here this afternoon. Is our A main here from the beautiful USA International Speedway is about to happen here tonight. Each and every one of these drivers ready to go racing here in this one. The show is about to get underway. We'll get through our starting grid. And starting on the pole in the... actually, the starting grid is going to be mixed up quite a bit here. So we're going to see all these drivers kind of get mixed up, as I do know that it is going to be Nick Brundage who will start in that pole position. We're going to see all these drivers in our top 12 get moved around here, but we'll go through our bottom half of the field here. William Rassin, Anthony Morano, Kevin Hebert, Sebastian Labonte, Anthony Rosselli, Alex Brisebois, Taylor Wasson, Zach Weisenflew, Mike Brewer, Anthony Ramsey, Dean Reynolds, Aaron Brown, Martin Blackbird, Michael Vitale, Kevin Parenteau, CJ Levere, Philip Blanchard, Francois Benoit will round out our top 30 here on the Speedway. It's 30 drivers to our A main feature event, as we do got all these drivers figured out where they need to be. It is Nick Brundage, Sam Buckman 1 and 2 here on the Speedway with Tristan Lattiser, Elliot Gamesh, Ray Ramy, Kenneth Coe. Our top 6 here on the Speedway is out at quarter number 4. We will end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here with the Q West Racing League here from USA International Speedway. And quickly, as we see that green flag fly, the caution flag will also be displayed. Contact deeper in the field. Looks like Kevin Parenteau collected and a few other drivers getting tied up here in our first yellow flag of the evening. Here for our B main, Anthony Rosselli here in the 7 ride, trying to get rocking and rolling, but a little farther in front of him. Watch Brady Cornett sideways trying to get that car figured out. Unfortunately gets tied up in this one. Brady Cornett goes upside down. You see the number 7 ride go right up and out of the ballpark here, and unfortunately there for him, that is going to take him down pit side. So a tough break there for Anthony Rosselli, but let's take a look here at the number 2 rider, Brady Cornett. So Cornett's the first one that kind of gets bent out of shape here. Had a great heat race, was bound to start closer to the front of the field. Contact here in front of him as the 27 ride of Benoit Savoy goes up the racetrack. He gets onto the binders here, and as he gets sideways, here comes the 7 ride of Rosselli, who's going to get in there. He tries to avoid him, unfortunately makes contact with the 26. That shoots him up the racetrack, back into the 2 machine, and watch that car just go up and over here. And that's a tough break and a tough start here for Brady Cornett. Tough break for the 7 ride of Anthony Rosselli and a couple other drivers. Kevin Parenteau also getting collected here in this one. Let's see if we can get a look here at Kevin Parenteau out there on the racetrack in the 10 ride, who also gets a piece of this, runs into this issue, and get some pretty good contact there, as well as we get these drivers all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back. And see Zach Weisenflew, Kevin Parenteau, the 11 ride, also tied up in that one. That's Martin Blackbird. So a bunch of drivers tied up in a opening lap wreck here this afternoon. Unfortunately, you cannot win it on the first lap, but you can definitely lose it on the first lap here in this one. As Nick Brundage out in front, got a great start there. Now he's going to have to look to get an even better restart as the 007 of Sam Bachman there to his outside. Bachman starting in position number 2 here this afternoon. Tristan Lattiser, Elliot Gamesh, Ray Ramy, Kenneth Coe, our top 6. And then we see the 27 of Benoit Savoy and Brad Miklowski, our top 8. Brady Cornett is actually going to get his spot back here as we see Logan Herbert, who will start in 9th. Brady Cornett there in 10th. And we see Kenny Cudney and Sean McPhee bringing up the top 12 here on the Speedway for our redrawn drivers here this afternoon. Definitely not where McPhee or Kenny Cudney wanted to be here to start this feature event, but the redraw unfortunately not helping them, but definitely helping this 916 of Nick Brundage's Brundage out in front. Sees that green flag fly once again, nice and easy down through 1 and 2, looking to keep that 007 ride at Sam Bachman back there at bay. This time we make it through the first set of corners. As out of corner number 4, we will complete a lap, that time by the start finish line. So we finally get a full lap in here in this one as Nick Brundage leads that first lap here under the green flag. Sam Buckman right there behind him. Elliot Gamesh now into position number 3. Then Ray Ramy and Tristan Lattiser rounding out our top 5, but there is another caution flag here on the Speedway. So another caution flag, and it's one of the drivers that was going to be starting at the front of the field. Unfortunately, the redraw not helping him, and here he is. That Dirty Dig performance, the Speed Ranch ride, that is Kenny Cudney. Unfortunately getting tied up here in this one. Let's take a look here as Kenny Cudney trying to work himself through the top 10. It seems like everyone kind of gets log jammed down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. All that momentum jumps him up the speedway. He goes upside down a couple times. More contact here as Dean Reynolds goes around. You saw that 32 ride of Anthony Morano collected in that as well, as a few drivers see Sean McAfee there as well. McAfee, he's going to get into that one. It's down low. I think it starts with the 611 ride here. Logan Herbert. Herbert kind of gets into the grass there a little bit. You see him have to get a little bit sideways and check up here. And as he does, you know, Kenny Cudney tries to get checked up. Then everyone else kind of piling in there. The 35 ride of Ranson collected in that as well. Unfortunately, though, for Kenny Cudney, goes off the track hard into the outside fence. That Bicknell Racing ride goes upside down. Hopefully that frame is A-OK. You'll see the 07 hard in there as well. And some pretty good contact there with that 32 machine, and then nowhere to go for Mike Brewer as he slams into that one. Michael Vitale, the 8 ride, also collected in that. So a bunch of drivers getting some damage down the back straightaway, and a lot of tore up cats here in this one. A lot of tore up race cars already here to start this evening as we'll get them ready to go back to battle. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again as man, some tough licks, some tough hits already in this race. Charles says, what a heavy hit. Yeah, some heavy hits here in this one. And Marc-Andre, I'm probably not going to be able to pronounce what you said, but William Ranson, Char Noir on Le Voit, yes, sur la trek, la temps de refrain say. I do believe that means your black tank is hard to see on the track. Yeah, time to do that again, he says. Time to do that again, he says here for the 35 ride out there on the speedway. Cheered on Mr. Ranson here this afternoon. Cheered on all these drivers as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. As once again, no parlez-vous français. Mais amis, no parlez-vous français for me. It is already good. It is already good. It is already good. Already some good racing. Already some good battles out here on the speedways. We get ready to go back to battle here in this one. I do believe the lights are turned off the official iRacing pace truck. So next time around, we'll get another restart. You see that 916 ride of Nick Brundage, trying to keep these drivers back there at bay, trying to slow down this pace and trying to get everybody else a little bit flat-footed here on the restart. Elliot Gamesh right there on his back bumper. The 007 to Sam Bachman there to his outside as we get ready to go back to battle here this evening. Who is going to get the run to pick up the win here tonight? Who will find victory lane? Last week we saw Kenny Cudney get it done. Do we see him get it done again this week? Do we see something happen? Who gets the checkered flag? Is down at a quarter number 4. The green flag back out into the air. Nick Brundage quickly back onto the loud pedal. Brundage looking to try to open up his lead here, trying to give a little bit of a gap between himself and the 20 ride of Gamesh, but we do see the caution flag come back out here in this one. So another tough break here this afternoon is another quick caution flag. As cautions breed cautions, we will take a look back and see what brings out the caution flag once again here in this one. This was a quick caution flag. I do believe the 26 ride of Sebastian Labonte may have gotten tied up in something. Let's get a look here at this number 26 ride. He's up on the outside groove here into corner number 1. Looks like that's a little contact to the back bumper of Mike Brewer. That shoots Brewer up the speedway. Unfortunately, right into the lap here. Watch Zach Weinsenflug, the 24 ride. Down low, going to get a big run and into the back bumper here of Mike Brewer. That's going to send Brewer up the racetrack right into the lap there on the Speed by Alton ride. The 26 of Labonte, unfortunately, hard up into the outside fence. Heavy contact there for him as everyone trying to squeeze by him, trying to stay out of it. I do believe Michael Vitale, unfortunately, does not miss him. Gets a big piece of him right there. Heavy damage to the LFM machine, the Vitale Motorsports ride, with some pretty good damage after clobbering that 26 ride. Is another quick caution flag. Cautions breeding cautions here at USA International Speedway, and now I don't think that's what any of these drivers want to see. They want to see this one go clean and green and see a lot of green flag laps being laid down out here on the speedway to really open up the door for them to try to, move through the field and potentially move up in towards the front of the pack here. And for some of these cats, it's growing tougher and tougher trying to get yourself through the field. But we do see Logan Herbert slowly but surely working his way up here now into the 8th position. You see the number 1 of Sean McPhee right there, as well as McPhee there in position number 9 on the speedway. Benoit Savoy, unfortunately, sliding back a couple spots there in the 27 ride. Still trying to rebound, try to gain those positions. Right there behind was William Raskin, trying to put himself inside the top 10. Same with Anthony Morano and Kevin Hebert. Alex Brisebois there, already up 6 positions now into the 14th position. He's got Mike Brewer right there behind him, as Brewer scored in the 15th spot here on the speedway. Anthony Ramsey, Aaron Brown, Kevin Parrington, Francois Benoit back there in the 19th spot is down at a quarter number 4. We will go back to green flag racing. So the officials making the call, making this a single file restart, trying to get some more green flag laps and a little separation here through these drivers on the restart. We'll see if this works out, see if we can see some good green flag laps being laid down with that single file restart as Nick Brundage leads the way as the 20 ride. Contact back there behind him. Look out, that's Logan Herbert doing a catwalk down through corner number 3 and 4. Unfortunate contact there, slides him back into position number 10 again here on the speedway. Doesn't look like too much damage though for him, as he's already trying to battle back down low underneath the Kenneth Coe for position number 9, trying to regain that ground that he had already made up here in this feature event, and now trying to keep his nose underneath that 27 of Benoit Savoy. As out in front, a battle for the race lead. Here comes Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh is going to make the move in. He will take the top spot away from Nick Brundage. Brundage slides back into position number 2 as Elliot Gamesh will jump up and take this race lead away. So we get a new race leader here at USA International Speedway. Elliot Gamesh now to the point as Nick Brundage slides back to second. Ray Ramy right there in position number 3 with Sam Bachman. Tristan Lattiser, our top 5 here on the speedway. Brad Miklowski there in 6th with Sean McAfee there in 7th. Benoit Savoy, Logan Herbert, and Kenneth Coe rounding out our top 10. Then we see Anthony Morano, William Raskin, Kevin Hebert, Alex Brisebois, and Mike Brewer rounding out our top 15 in that 15 machine. Aaron Brown, Francis Benoit there in position number 17 with Anthony Ramsey, but we do see one driver turned around. That is William Raskin. And unfortunately, that will bring the caution flag back out as Raskin goes around here on the back straightaway. A tough break for the 35 ride here this afternoon. Let's see if we can get the 35. There he is, trying to get this car turned back around. Let's play this one back and see what happens here to the 35 machine as down out of corner number 2. He's battling door to door here with the number 32 ride of Mr. Morano, and unfortunately it looks like some contact between these two right there. Just unfortunately down across his nose, and that shoves him down the racetrack. He's trying to get this car saved before entering corner number 3 at a weird angle. Unfortunately, that car is going to go around, and that will bring out our caution flag. So the 35 rider, William Raskin, will load up his ride to the back of the pack here, and potentially the number 32 may join him here. We'll have to wait and see what the officials call that one as. Really nothing that the 32 rider Morano could do. Just running his line right there. The 35 gets a piece of him, bounces it off the fence, and moves around here on the back straightaway. So unfortunately, I do believe that will bring just the 35 down to the back of the longest line here. You see that car heavy damage there after that contact with the fence, and he's going to get this car repaired, try to get this thing back out there onto the speedway, but that puts him all the way back now into the 30th position as he's going to try to get this car rolling here. There we go. Looks like he's got her fixed up and rolling back out onto the speedway. is stacked up again, door to door, here for the restart. Elliot Gamesh out in front will quickly put the hammer down, and he gets a great restart there over Nick Brundage. Brundage got a little flat-footed contact deeper in the field. Look out here, more drivers trying to keep themselves out of trouble, and his drivers all over top of each other, beating and banging. Look out, Kevin Parento, more drivers. Kenneth Coe turn around, and Kevin Parento going to get into that one again, and the caution flag will come back out as Kenneth Coe running into issues. We saw CJ Levere in there as well. He ran into some issues here, but right out of the get-go, we saw a couple drivers make contact there down across the start-finish line. But here you see the 22 ride get a little bent out of shape, and then contact, and hard up into the outside fence, and there goes Philip Blanchard, the 10 ride of Parento, unfortunately getting in there as well, as we'll take another look farther back and see CJ Levere and his issues here, as he was unfortunately catching some air himself. I'm not sure where he is being scored right now. Where is Levere? There he is. So let's take a look here at the 4 ride contact in front of him. And his driver's trying to work their way through. You see the 26 unfortunately comes down, and that kind of right hooks the 10 ride of Kevin Parento up the racetrack right into the lap there. CJ Levere, nowhere for him to go as that car goes around, everyone bouncing around. You see Kenneth Coe there up on the outside. That's where he runs into his issues. Zach Weinstein flew the 10 ride, making contact there, and that's what shoves the 10 of Parento up and into the 144 ride and into the outside fence. Some heavy contact, heavy damage there again for a bunch of fast cats deeper in the field trying to navigate their way towards the front. Unfortunately, a lot of tight racing, a lot of elbows up out there, and unfortunately with any kind of sport or racing thing, man, contact is going to be made when these drivers only running inches off of each other. It's very easy to make that mistake, make that contact, and either send yourself around or send somebody else around. And with so many drivers out there on the speedway, it's very easy for 4, 5, 6 other drivers to get collected in it, even though they're no fault of their own, just kind of rolling out there on the speedway. Unfortunately, sometimes you just cannot dodge them, as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing, as Jason White says, fortunate my virtual equipment isn't being torn up tonight, laugh out loud. Jason, yeah, sometimes it's a good thing, brother, but I know you wish you were out here on the speedway. I know you wish you were out here watching or battling and racing with all these amazing drivers here this evening. Don't you lie to us, Mr. White. I know you want to be out here racing as well. As we'll get them ready to go back to battle, we'll get ready to go back to war here in this one, as out in front, Elliot Gamesh, Nick Brundage, 1 and 2. Sam Bachman there in third, as down at corner number 4, the green flag back it into the air, and another great restart there for Elliot Gamesh, as Gamesh looking to try to pick up his first feature win here on the season. The 20 ride out in front, trying to keep all these other drivers back there at bay, as Nick Brundage rolls there in position number 2. Then we see Sam Bachman there in third. The 76 rider Ring Randy there in fourth with Brad Mikulewski. Our top 5 here on the speedway is Tristan Lattiser, slides all the way back to that 6th spot of the speedway. Sean McPhee now into position number 7 with Logan Herbert there in 8th. Anthony Morano now into 9th as Benoit Savoy trying to jump back into that 9th position. He battles door to door with that 32 machine for the 9th spot here on the speedway. Right there behind him, though, in that 11th position, that is Kevin Hebert, Brisebois, Mike Brewer, Aaron Brown, and Francois Benoit rounding out our top 15 here on the speedway. So everyone trying to battle here, and we got to keep an eye out deeper in the field. Brady Cornett trying to work his way back up towards the front of the field here. Same with Kenny Cudney. Is Cudney right there in position number 19. He's trying to work himself up and through the traffic and towards the front of the field here in this one, as he's back here in the 19th spot after having that initial issue early in this race. He's still got a lot of time to try to advance himself and move himself closer and closer to the front of the field, as we do see the caution flag come back out. A couple more drivers tied up there, and unfortunately a few tore off race cars, and that looked like Logan Herbert tied up in this one. Let's take a look back, as it looks like Tristan Lattiser and Logan Herbert coming together here. See where this contact happens, see where the issue starts here for these two drivers, as here we go. Oh, the 92 right already sideways out at corner number 2 here. So let's take a look here, see if we can find is Tristan Lattiser. Okay, so Lattiser in the 23 right up, Brad Mikulewski. battling here. This is for position number 6. Unfortunately, they make some contact here, and Brad trying to get down towards his back bumper here, trying to either cut down underneath of him or trying to cross him over on corner exit. Unfortunately, just did not time it right, as here's some contact, and that's just going to hook the right rear of the 92 Ryan, and that's going to get him bent out of shape, and he's trying to catch it. Unfortunately, that car still goes around. Logan Herbert trying to avoid him, unfortunately slams into the side of the 2 Ryan. Here comes the 32 of Anthony Morano. He's going to get in there as well, and that's what's going to get Tristan Lattiser spun around. I do believe that is going to get him upside down right here. Contact again with him and Logan Herbert, and heavy contact, heavy damage for all 3 of those drivers. But you see that 92 up and onto his side, and unfortunately kind of stuck right there like that, kind of turtled there, and may have to take that car down pit side and towed down there. So he is down on pit road right now, same with Anthony Rosselli. So a tough break there for Lattiser, tough break for Anthony Rosselli, and a couple other drivers getting some pretty good damage there in that one. Logan Herbert now scored back in the 28th position, so not where Logan wants to be here in that 611 machine. He stopped there on the back straightaway, but gets rocking and rolling now as Elliot Gamesh out in front, continuing to lead the way. The lights are off the official iRacing pace truck, so that means we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Nick Brundage, Sam Bachman right there on his back bumper, as we've seen a bunch of those drivers that went to the redraw run into issues here in this race. We just saw, Logan Herbert get collected. We've seen the, number 25 get collected in some things for Kenny Cudney, Brady Cornett. Some of those drivers that drew deeper in the field here have been unfortunately kind of getting beaten up here, bounced around quite a bit out there on the racetrack, as Brad Miklowski going to get an EOL as well here. So Logan Herbert, Brad Miklowski, and Tristan Lattiser back at the rear of the field as we are back to green flag racing. Quickly, the 20 Ryan of Elliot Gamesh back onto the loud pedal. Gamesh out in front, leading the way here at USA International Speedway. Nick Brundage right there with him, with Sam Bachman back there in position number 3. Ray Ramy there in 4th, with Sean McPhee rounding out our top 5 here on the Speedway. Anthony Morano there in 6th, with Benoit Savoy, Kevin Hebert, Alex Brisebois, and Mike Brewer rounding out our top 10 now, as Brewer has now found himself up inside the top 10. Same with Alex Brisebois. Brisebois now trying to move around the 71 right of Kevin Hebert here for that 8th spot on the Speedway. So some comers and some goers here in this feature event. We take a look here at Brisebois, who's up 11 spots, but a couple spots back there behind him is the 7-11 ride of Francois Benoit, as Benoit up 19 positions here, looking for that hard charger award, but he's got Brady Cornett right there behind him. Brady, who was supposed to start deeper or closer to the front of the field here, ran into that initial issue here in our first caution flag, and fortunately went to the back of the pack, but now trying to rebound, trying to work himself back up through the traffic, and just outside the top 10 right now for that number 2 machine. Same with Kenny Cudney, who's back here in the 13th spot. We'll have to keep an eye on a few of those other drivers like Brad Miklowski in the 23 ride, Tristan Lattiser, and Logan Herbert, as it does look like Logan Herbert's taking his car off the Speedway. So a heartbreaker there for the 611 fans here this afternoon, as Logan Herbert is now down behind the pit wall. Too much damage there for that 611 ride here this evening. As Elliot Gamesh continuing to lead the way, you see Sam Bachman making the move now around Nick Brundage. Move Brundage back to position number 3 on the Speedway as the 007 ride. He is pulling his best James Bond, and he's trying to hunt down the 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh here in this A main feature event, and trying to pull off a bit of a golden eye here this afternoon to work himself to find the lane and find the runs that he needs to put himself into that top spot, as he'll have to try to beat one of the best in the business, the 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh. As Gamesh out in front will click off another lap, is down across the line. We see 21 of 50 off the board. A lot of caution, a lot of action so far in this one, Charles. 100%, a lot of action, a lot of craziness here this afternoon. As Jason White says, I'm not a fan of USA. That's why I didn't race. Laugh out loud. I get you. Hey, listen, man, it's for some people. It's not for other people. That's for certain. This is definitely one of those hit or miss racetracks for a lot of drivers, but you know, sometimes it can produce some very, very good racing. We see it here again tonight. Some great battling, some great side-by-side action. But once this track kind of widens out a little bit more, you know, kind of gets into that single file kind of groove out there on the Speedway. The bottom side of it burdens away. The middle groove kind of becomes the dominant lane, the dominant position to be out there on the Speedway. And we may see that yet, as we still got a lot of laps left to run. A lot of drivers out there on the racetrack beating and banging and battling here on the Speedways. We do see Kenny Cudney trying to work himself. He actually does work himself around the two-right up. Brady Cornett move Cornett back to 12th, and Kenny Cudney now into that 11th position and all over Mike Brewer for position number 10 here on the Speedway. So Cudney trying to put himself back inside the top 10, which would be one heck of a rebound day for the 25. The 15 gets a little tight there through the center of corner number 1 and 2, and that'll allow the 25 rider Kenny Cudney to get back into that 10th spot. But Mike Brewer says, I'm not done yet. I'm going to try to drive this down low and see if I can find something underneath the 25. As look out, we saw another driver turned around right there, and there is the caution flag. Francois Benoit, unfortunately, running into some issues here in this one. So Francois, unfortunately, here in the 7-Eleven ride, who was up 19 positions on the Speedway, down into corner number 3. We'll take a look here, see what happens. It looks like he's going to get a little help right there. I don't know if he got a little net code right there or if the 2-ride got a piece of him, but nonetheless, that 7-Eleven ride is going to go around, and that will bring the caution flag back out. Let's take a look here as the 2 does get close to his back bumper, but I'm not sure. Looks like right there. Net code, unfortunately, going to get that 7-Eleven ride sideways, and as he's spinning sideways, he's trying to get it pointed back in the right direction. Unfortunately, too much momentum down through 3, and that car is going to go around, and this is a scary sight when you see all these drivers coming right at you and you're pointed in the wrong direction. Luckily enough, everyone else able to avoid the contact and keep themselves out of additional issues here on the Speedway as 7-Eleven goes for that loop-de-loop off the bumper of the 2-ride, and we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. So door to door once again as Larry Ward says hashtag justice for Damian Ward. Laugh out loud. I love it. I love it. I love it, Larry. Hashtag free Ward up in the chat. Hashtag free Ward up in the chat. It's a heartbreaker for Damian. I don't know exactly what got him suspended from iRacing, but I know iRacing takes things very seriously, and whether or not it's just, you know, voice comms or a Facebook post or anything else, unfortunately, could potentially get you suspended from the server, which is not very fun. Definitely not what most drivers want to see when you pay for it, and unfortunately, no Mr. Ward here for at least a couple more weeks, or at least another week. I don't know. How much longer does Damian have in the back row here, Larry? Is it 2 more weeks or 1 more week that we won't see Damian Ward? I know it's at least 1 more, but I think it may be 2 more races. And unfortunately, we won't see Damian out there on the racetrack, and obviously that's a heartbreaker for him. Any of his hopes for a championship or to battle here has kind of gone out the window, so tough break there for Damian. As we'll get them all ready to go back to green flag racing, it's still Elliot Gamache who continues to lead the way. Sam Bachman there to his outside in the 916, and Nick Brundage in position number 3. The 76 Ray Ramy there in 4th, with Sean McVie back in position number 5. Anthony Morano up into 6 now is Kevin Hebert, Benoit Savoy, Alex Brisebois, and Mike Brewer round out our top 10 here on the Speedway. Is down out at corner number 4. We will see that green flag fly once again from Elliot Gamache. As Gamache, our race leader, he controls that restart, and he quickly gets back into that loud pedal and trying to open up a bit of an advantage between himself and that 07, as now we see Nick Brundage able to use that inside lane to get back around the 007 machine. So Bachman back into position number 3 as Brundage up into 2nd here. Right there behind we see Ray Ramy trying to hold on to position number 4, but Sean McVie trying to work himself back up into the battle towards the front of the field as the speed by Sean, or the speed from Sean, number 1 ride. They're in that 5th position. He's been slowly but surely working his way up through the traffic and now finds himself inside the top 5, but he is not done yet. But you see that Hornet's Nest back here behind one of those drivers right in the thick of things, going 3 wide here for position number 8. That is Kenny Cudney, and the caution flag is back out on the racetrack. So another quick caution flag here in this one. We'll take a look back because it looks like the 11 of Mr. Blackburn here. Martin Blackburn going to run into some issues. Let's see if he gets a little contact, a little help here from potentially Kenneth Coe, who may get in here and get a piece of him. Take a look. Right here down low, Kenneth Coe slides up the racetrack, gets into him there just ever so slightly. It kind of gets him a little bent out of shape, but coming out of corner number 2, looks good. We do see the 56 ride getting up into the outside fence, but we see the 07 ride. I believe that is Taylor Wasson. Unfortunately, comes up the speedway right here and over the nose of the 11 ride. So watch that 07 right here. Kind of goes up over the nose of him. Gets into the outside fence ever so slightly. The right front of the 11 ride. Instant 07, he climbs up over him there. Both drivers hard up into the outside fence. 07 ride turned around, and that's what will put us under the caution flag right there as well. At the same time, we saw the 56 ride unfortunately get hard up into the outside fence on the back straightaway. He was able to keep that car pointed in the right direction and out of trouble, but nonetheless, some pretty good damage there for that 56 machine of Aaron Brown, who scored back in the 16th position. As we'll get everyone stacked up and ready to go back to battle here again this afternoon, as a lot of caution flags, but that just shows you the intensity, the drive that each and every one of these drivers have to try to gain as much as possible, as we are already over halfway marker here in this race. Already 26 laps in, 24 more laps left to go. It will be 23 as we head down across the start finish line for the restart. So about 23 laps left here in this A main feature event. As my boy Colt Manch coming in, showing the love here, as Larry says it was a month, so I think 2 weeks left. Oh, that's a tough break right there for Damien, brother. That's a tough break right there. As Mr. Manich says, some intense racing. It is hard enough doing this at Daga. Major props to these drivers. Yeah, these guys, man, they're some of the best in the business, man, out there on the dirt track. These guys are all some of the pros in the series and looking very, very strong out there on the speedway. But every once in a while, when you get so many good, fast drivers, it's tough to make passes, and that's where drivers will try to push it a little bit more or make that simple mistake, and unfortunately pay the price for it as we go back to green flag racing as quickly. Elliot Kamesh with another great restart as we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we actually go back to the caution flag. Alrighty, as we were going to get ready to crank it up here, unfortunately the yellow flag will come back out as it looks like Aaron Brown and Kevin Hebert going to run into some issues here. Let's take a look at these two, as there was the 56 ride of Aaron Brown. Hebert, I'm not sure where he is. I think he's a little farther in front of him, as, it looks like Hebert gets into the fence. William Rassen gets a big piece of him right there, as well as the FTM number 56 ride. Let's take a look here at Kevin Hebert. Is down into corner number 1, one of our top 10 drivers, just on the outside of a... Oh, he gets a little contact right there. Actually kind of gets tight to the middle of the corner, and you see him have to check up. He's trying to crank those wheels as hard as possible down to the left here, and unfortunately the 25 ride of Kenny Cudney could not get checked up in time. Gives him a shot there into the back bumper, shoves the 71 up into the outside fence. Then watch the 35 ride of William Rassen come in here. He gets some hard contact into that, almost goes upside down right there. Luckily enough, lands back on all 4 tires, but the damage was already done. Then you see that 56. Unfortunately, nowhere to go, slams into the side of the 71 ride of Kevin Hebert. As a bunch of tough hits, a bunch of tough breaks out here on the speedway, and everyone battling as hard as possible deeper in the field as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. You do see the 611 ride. That is Logan Herbert. He is going to get another free pass, another quick wave around here. So he's trying to work himself back onto the lead lap. I do believe Herbert is multiple laps down, though, and unfortunately not in a spot that he wants to be on the speedway. I'm not sure how many laps down he is, but I do know he is quite a few laps down. Take a look here. see the exact number. He does get that one wave around, the lucky dog here, trying to work himself back on the lead lap. Unfortunately, he's going to need a lot more caution flags to try to help himself out here and trying to get himself back onto the lead lap this afternoon, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one, as in front, Elliot Gamesh just hitting these restarts, keeping all these drivers back there at bay, as we will now jump into our Peacemaker game and crank it up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Back out onto the racetrack. Yellow flag, caution flag. Back out here for the 32 ride of Anthony Morano as he is parked up and on the corner 2 wall here at USA International Speedway. He's going to have to tow that car down pit side, and that is a heartbreaker for the Swan Speed Shop Super Dirt Car FTM number 32 as Anthony Morano now down pit road, scored back in the 28th position. Another tough break and another caution flag here on the Speedway as we will take a look back and see how what may have happened for the 32 as he was rolling just outside the top 5 here on the racetrack. You see him get into the outside fence down the front straightaway. That allows Benoit Savoy and Alex Breeswater trying to get around him here, and unfortunately hit that contact on the front stretch. May have gave him some right front damage here. Let's take a look as he just kind of gets bent out of shape coming out of corner number 4. And this car is going to tang the outside wall right here. So he's reeling in the back bumper of Sean McPhee and unfortunately gets up into the outside fence right there. There's the initial contact here for the number 32 ride. Then he's going to send it down into corner number 1. And I think there's something broken in that right front and unfortunately going to tang that wall again. He's going to climb that fence, and unfortunately, he's going to get parked up on top of it here, and unfortunately, the car will not roll off, and he will have to take that car down pit side and on the hook here this afternoon. So a tough break for one of our drivers battling up inside the top 10 as he now finds himself going a lap down potentially here in this race, and all the way back now in the 28th position. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing down and out at corner number 4. It is back to green flag here for Elliot Gamesh. As Gamesh quickly back onto the lap pedal, and we'll continue on here with our quick Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up. Well, the crank it up caution flag is going to continue here, so that is actually going to bring a close to our crank it ups here this evening. So, seems like the crank it up curse is going to continue, and with that being said, we will get all these drivers locked and loaded and ready to go back to battle here in just a couple more seconds as we'll take a look back and see what brings out yet again another caution flag here as looks like maybe Logan Herbert running into issues again. Herbert was already 4 laps down, and you do see that 611 ride pointing in the wrong direction here. Let's see if you got some help or ran into some issues here. It does look like the 71 ride of Kevin Hebert maybe getting some contact here. Let's take a look and see as turn the volume down just a little bit here and back this up and see contact here. Is bouncing through the corners. He gets into Anthony Rosselli, gets sideways here on the racetrack. That kind of gets him stacked up, and then not sure what happened here to Logan Herbert, but it looks like he tries to get jacked up to avoid the 71 ride, and as he does, this car's just going to go around right here. As here he sees it, gets onto the binders. Unfortunately, that just locks those rear brakes up and spins that car around, and that brings out another caution flag here as Logan Herbert runs into some more issues here at the back of the pack. And we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing. It's Elliot Gamech with the race lead. It's down at quarter number 4. You will see that green flag flag here once again. So quickly, we are back to battle here at USA International Speedway. The 20 ride of Elliot Gamech out in front, leading the way here in this one. Gamech showing these drivers how to get it done with Nick Brundage there in second. Ray Ramy now into that third spot with Benoit Savoy up and into position number 4. Sean McPhee there in 5th with Alex Priestbaugh back in the 6th spot. Brady Cornett up into 7th, and here comes Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser's been working his way back up in through the field. The DIRTcar Dig Performance ride now finds himself inside the top 10 and battling door to door with Alex Priestbaugh for position number 6 here on the Speedway. Another great rebound here this afternoon for Tristan Lattiser as he finds himself there in that 7th position, man. What a rebound for him. A great rebound for Brady Cornett, who scored right there in the 8th position. Kenneth Coe back up inside the top 10 as well in the 22, having himself a heck of a day, but we do see the caution flag fly here once again. Brad Nikolowski right there as well in position number 11. Deeper in the field, though, some of those drivers that unfortunately got shuffled back, like Kenny Cudney, still scored outside the top 25 here in this one. But we do see Taylor Wasson run into some issues here. We'll keep an eye on the 07 ride as Wasson deeper in the field, battling back here with Logan Herbert. Unfortunately, looks like he's going to get up into the outside fence right there. That car is going to unfortunately make some heavy contact, and it spun around, stopped there on the racetrack, and that's what will bring us the caution flag here again this afternoon. So another caution flag here for the 007 ride, and some more tough contact there for Taylor Wasson as we'll get them all figured out where they need to be. Everyone stacked back up and ready to go back to battle again here in this one. So another big restart coming for Elliot Gamech as he's trying to keep all these drivers back there at bay. Jason White says fuel could throw a wrench into this. The setups they provide don't fuel it up too much extra. Ooh, that's going to be very, very interesting here. I don't know. With caution flags not counting, but still running this many caution flags, it's still burning off that extra little bit of fuel. So maybe if they had a gallon extra here this afternoon, they may have burnt up that extra gallon during all these caution laps. So that's going to make things very, very interesting here, and maybe open up the door for one of those drivers deeper in the field who maybe hasn't been on the throttle as hard or running as fast as what the drivers at the front of the field have. Maybe they will be able to save that extra little bit and potentially put themselves into a winning position if fuel does play a factor in this race. Now, normally real life racing, you could come down pit side and put a new tire onto one of these cars or put fuel into it if you made that mistake or something. Here in iRacing, you cannot do that. You can come down and fix damage, you can change some extra things. You can only change a tire if you have an actual blowout, which means that the tire actually has to fall apart, where, you know, you just never know here with iRacing. But some contact there as the 916 with only 15 laps left to go. Nick Brundage is going to jump up, use that door, and he slides back to the front of the field. So Brundage will jump up and take this race lead back away from Elliot Gamech. Gamech slides back now into second as Ray Ramy there in third. As Gamech slides back to second, Brundage out in front, but the caution flag will fly. And again, it looks like a couple drivers deeper in the field. Logan Herbert and Taylor Wasson potentially running into some issues here again as take a look here at the 611 ride as sends it into the corner, and he's going to drive it into the back end of the, I believe that's the 71 ride of Kevin Hebert. Nowhere to go for Wasson as he slams into him right there, and That's a tough break. Actually, that's the 10 ride, not Hebert. That's Kevin Parenteau that he's going to slide into the back end of. And you see that car go up onto 3 wheels right there and catwalk down through corner number 3. Let's take another look at it here. See if we can get another perspective at the contact between the 10 ride, Parenteau, and the 611 Machinist. Right there, there's the contact up and into the fence. Goes the Public Enemy setups ride in. The 07 ride getting collected in that one as well for Taylor Wasson, and another caution flag and another quick break here in the action as we'll get these drivers loaded back up and ready to go back to green flag racing here once again. Now, you do see the 611 ride parked down on the inside here. I'm not sure if they're going to hold the 611 ride of Logan Herbert for a lap or not allow him to get that free pass here. I'm not sure, but he's parked down the bottom side of corner number 3. He's now rolling here on the racetrack as sure he's trying to voice his possible displeasures, and it looks like he's going to pull that car down to pit lane. Nope, he's going to pull it back out onto the racetrack and keep on rolling here. Keep an eye out here on the 611 ride of Logan Herbert, now down in through the grass and trying to get this car figured out. Unfortunately, not the day that he was hoping for, man. That 611 ride looked very, very fast in his heat race. Unfortunate redraw takes him from what would have been close to a front row start to all of a sudden back here in the rear of the field as he actually had to start in the, I believe, the 12th position or the 9th position here to start this feature event, and instantly got tied up in some issues and finds himself back deep in the field and continue to run into problems. This is out in front, Nick Brundage. He'll get a great restart, quickly open up a bit of a lead between himself and Elliot Kamesh. Kamesh trying to hang on to position number 2 is that 76 rider Ray Ramy all over his back bumper here as Ramy trying to work himself into position number 2. Here comes Benoit Savoy. Savoy right there in that 4th spot, but here comes Sean McPhee and Tristan Lattiser. Lattiser right there as well into the mix of things here, trying to put himself inside the top 5. Here comes Alex Priestbaugh, Brady Cornett, Mike Brewer, Brad Miklowski now rounding out our top 10 as he slides around Kenneth Cole for that 10th position, but the caution flag flies here once again. Looks like Francois Benoit running into some issues here. The 711 machine down low through corner number 3 and 4. Take a look at him here as the 711 out of corner number 4 gets a little contact right there from the 11 ride and trying to save it, trying to get it under control, and the 71 ride of Kevin Hebert's going to end up slamming into the back end of him here. Let's take a look here. Hebert's quite a ways back there. Sees that 711 ride get bent out of shape. Let's see if we can get another look at another perspective as Hebert's going to slide in here and sees the 711 bent out of shape here. Unfortunately, ends up tagging him, gets into the back end. Now, that's not the caution flag. There's the caution flag as the 07 ride of Taylor Wasson's going to come in, and he's going to clean out the 71 ride. So let's take a look here from Taylor Wasson's perspective as Wasson deeper in the field here. He sees this contact happening. The 71 comes up right in front of him. Unfortunately, heavy contact there for both of those drivers. We also saw early in this race as well the 007 ride of Sam Bachman. I'm not sure what happened to Bachman out there on the racetrack, but he was one of those drivers battling up inside the top 5. I was wondering what was happened to that 007 ride, and we see him actually off the speedway. I'm not sure if he may have lost internet connection or the server may have kicked him. I'm not sure what may have happened to him, but unfortunate break there for Mr. Wasson. Is my boy racing, Jason Fontaine. What's good, Jason? Jason coming in, showing the love, says, what's up, my brother? What's good, Mr. Fontaine coming in, showing the love, racing. Jason Fontaine showing the big love here in this one. Not only coming in with the comments, but coming in with the 100-star donation. Coming in with the big D of the day, the 100-star, showing the big love here in this one. I appreciate that, Mr. Racing Jason Fontaine. Now the big D of the day here in this one is Larry Ward, Colton Manch, both coming in with the reactions here on the broadcast as we'll get ready to go back to battle. We'll get ready to duke it out here once again this evening as each and every one of these drivers trying to find their way into victory lane. Can we see Elliot Gamesh find a way back around that 916 ride of Nick Brundage. Brundage, who continues to lead the way here. been looking pretty good. He's been looking pretty solid here all evening long. Obviously led early in this race, was awarded that top spot, the first position here early in the evening with that big run as my boy racing Jason Fontaine coming in with another 50-star dono, setting it off here once again as we go back to green flag racing. Nick Brundage sees that green flag fly here once again. Brundage gets a good jump and a good lead down the back straightaway between himself and Elliot Gamache. Gamache back there in position number 2 with Ray Ramy there in 3rd. Benoit Savoy back there in 4th with Tristan Lattiser back in at 5th position. Sean McPhee, Alex Priestwall, Brady Cornett, Mike Brewer, and Kenneth Coe are top 10 here on the Speedway. It's the 23 of Brad Mikulowski trying to work himself into that battle for that 10th position. See Zach Weizenflew, Sebastian Labonte, Michael Vitale, and Philip Blanchard rounding out our top 15. Dean Reynolds in the FDM Super Dirt Car number 79 ride back there in the 16th position trying to work himself up inside the 15 here on the Speedway as Nick Brundage continues to lead the way, trying to keep that 20 ride of Elliot Gamache back there at bay is down into corner number 3. Nice and easy out of corner number 4. We will see 8 more laps left to go, this time by the start finish line. So 8 more laps left here for Nick Brundage. Can Brundage hold off Elliot Gamache, or can Gamache find his way back around that 916 and put himself back to the front of the field? Or do we see a newcomer find their way to the front? Do we see Ray Ramy, Benoit Savoy, Tristan Lattiser find their way to the front of the field? Maybe Sean McPhee in that number 1 ride finds his way to the front of the field, or Alex Priestwall, Brady Cornett, Kenneth Coe, Brad Mikulowski. It's anybody's race with the contact, caution flags, and everything that we've seen so far throughout this race. Anything is possible, and it's still anyone's race to win and anyone's race to lose. As the 916 and Nick Brundage looking to just run a perfect race and pick up another big win here in the series. As, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe we saw this number 916 ride pick up the win last week. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check here with the standings, as I do believe he picked up the win here in this one. It was actually Logan Herbert who picked up the win last week, or at least it showed me Logan Herbert with the win. I'm not sure if that is true or not. I'm pretty positive I saw number 916 when I picked up the win, but maybe it was Logan Herbert who picked up the win. Nick Brundage came home in 2nd with Sean McPhee back there in 3rd, so it was Brundage who came home in 2nd there last week, but this week looking at trying to better it by 1 more position, and he's starting to run away with it, man. He's starting to open up that lead more and more and more out there on the Speedway, and he's trying to run away with this one with only 4 more laps left to go. 4 more laps left here for Nick Brundage, and he's out to almost a 2nd advantage now between himself and Ray Ramy. Ramy into position number 2 with Tristan Lattiser. They're in 3rd. Elliot Gamache slides all the way back to 4th. Benoit Savoy back there in 5th. But look out, Gamache almost going around. Oh, a tough break here for the 20 ride of Elliot Gamache as he now slides all the way back into the 9th position. A great race going astray here for the 20 ride here this evening after leading so many laps here in this feature event. Now finds himself all the way back and in that 9th position as Nick Brundage out in front. We'll see the caution flag fly. Oh, brother, he did not want to see that as he was 100 meters away from seeing the white flag here this afternoon in what could have been a cruise down to victory lane for the 916. He's going to have to get ready for another huge restart with a pair of new drivers right there around him. As Ray Ramy into 2nd, Tristan Lattiser now into position number 3 here on the Speedway. Benoit Savoy and Sean McPhee round out our top 5 here on the Speedway, as we'll take a look back and see what happened here, or what brings out this caution flag once again. Looks like Kevin Parenteau in that 10 ride going to run into some more issues here on the Speedway. Looks like him in the 611 ride, and the 611 unfortunately gets in there, gets a piece of his back bumper, and sends that 10 machine up and into the outside fence. So a tough break for last week's winner here as Logan Herbert continues to run into issues out there on the racetrack. Let's see if we can get another perspective on this one, see if we can get another look at it and see this contact between these two down into corner number 1 right here. There's the contact. Unfortunately, gets into the back end, shoves the 10 right up the speedway and into the outside fence. And we also saw, I think, Taylor Wasson going to run into some issues here potentially as well. Let's see if we can get a look here at Wasson. We may have to play this forward just ever so slightly as Wasson trying to keep this car rolling on the racetrack down the back straightaway. Okay, the caution flag's already out. I'm just trying to see if anyone else got collected there. Doesn't look like it. So it was between Logan Herbert and Kevin Parenteau, that contact. We do see some contact here. Is the 11 of Martin Blackburn and the 7 right of Anthony Rosselli. Going to play some bumper tag there as we'll get them all ready to go back to battle as the green flag quickly back out into the air. A green-white checkered here for the 916. A good restart here for Nick Brundage as Brundage looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. This time out of corner number 4. The caution flag will come back out once again. Another late race caution flag, another 100 meters away from our white flag here this afternoon, but we see the caution flag come back out this time. Looks like Francois Benoit gonna get tied up in this one, the 7-11 ride. Tied up in this. He's going to run into some issues here. Let's take a look here and see what happens to the 7-11 ride as he battles with the 56 and the 7 of Anthony Rosselli. Rosselli and him get tied together down low. The 11 ride hard in there as well. And upside down goes the... what was that? That was the 11 machine of Blackburn? No, that was Anthony Rosselli in the 7 ride. Goes airborne right here. Let's take a look back at Rosselli. Is Rosselli trying to get checked up after making that contact? There's the 11 ride. Comes in, pile drives, and puts him upside down. You see Taylor Wasson in this 32 ride also collected there in that one, and that's what puts us under the caution flag here once again. So another restart inbound here for the 916. Nick Brundage looking to try to hold him off, looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon. Can Ray Ramy find the good restart and try to beat that number 916 rider? Do we see Tristan Lattiser jump up and put himself into a position to pick up the win here this evening as he rolls there in that 3rd position? Definitely, he's been on fire. He's been on fire for quite a while here in this one, Josie, as he's been able to work himself from deep in the field after getting collected in an early race incident. That 92 ride has worked himself back to the front of the field, and right now within striking distance of finding his way into victory lane for the 2nd time here in the season. But Nick Brundage, Ray Ramy, both trying to look for their first victories here on the season. That 92 back there, he knows he wants it. He wants to pick up another win and try to build a little bit of a point lead here, or try to help him out in that point situation, as Brundage has been on fire here as lately as well. Came home 2nd last week, and now this week looking to try to find victory lanes. So wait and see if you can hold off that 76, the 92 of Leducer, Benoit Savoy, John McAfee, Alex Briesblock, Brady Cornett, Brad Mikulowski, Elliot Gamesh, and Zach Weisenflew rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway is Nick Brundage down and out of corner number 4. We'll see that green flag fly. A great jump and a quick restart there from the 916 of Nick Brundage. He's trying to open up a bit of a lead here between himself and Ray Ramy. Ramy now trying to hunt him down, but also trying to hold off that 92 right of Tristan Lattiser. As Lattiser trying to work himself up and into that 2nd spot, as it's going to be another green-white checkered finish here. As the green flag has been thrown, this time by the start-finish line, we will see the white flag this time. So the next flag will end this race no matter what, as the white flag has been displayed for Nick Brundage. Brundage down through corner number 1 and out of 2. He will lead us for the final time down the back straightaway here at USA International Speedway. Brundage down through corner number 3, nice and easy out at corner number 4, and down across the start finish line. It's Nick Brundage who's gonna pick up the checkered flag here in our 3rd race of the QS Racing League at the beautiful USA International Speedway. Nick Brundage in the 916 will find his way into victory lane here this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner. What a run and what a drive right there for Nick Brundage. Picking up the checkered flag here this evening. He'll pull this car up into the USA International Speedway victory lane, and he'll get ready for his post-race interviews here as take a good look there at that Public Enemy, Herbert graphics, Ramy graphics, Number 916 ride is Ray Ramey coming home in second, and Tristan Lattiser coming home in position number 3 here on the evening, man. What a run, what a race for all 3 of those drivers as we'll get ready to do some quick post-race interviews if they hop into the Discord here. We do see none of these drivers in here yet, so we'll have to wait and see. There's Nick Brundage, there's Ray Ramey, so we'll pull in our race winner here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Nick, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
How's it going, Aaron?
Not too bad, Nick. You're able to find your way this time into victory lane from that pole position as the redraw advances you 6 spots on the speedway from where you were initially supposed to start, and you're able to take full advantage of that. You lead some laps early in this race, and then all of a sudden that 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh gets around you, and then you kind of get into a groove right there, just rolling in that second position, maybe trying to save some of your equipment, trying to keep that car underneath of you and out of trouble. And then late in this race, we see him make the move, get back around that 20 run of Elliot Gamesh. And from that point on, you never looked back as you're able to pull this 916 ride up and in to the USA International Speedway victory lane, man. Take us back through this race and what's going through your mind right now as you're finally able to pull this ride into victory lane.
I'm just really excited. I know I got lucky again drawing the pole, but once Elliot got by me, I knew the track was going to change a lot. So I knew if I just didn't follow him, we were going to find our way back around him. And on that restart, he sort of slid up high, and I didn't even see him coming back down. We got into him, but after that, I felt like we were the fastest car, and the yellows at the end were killing us. But it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great racing, some great battles out there when you're able to take full advantage of another good redraw and put yourself into victory lane here this afternoon. Nick, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance again here this afternoon?
I got to thank Sean McPhee, Logan Herbert, everybody from Public Enemy, Remy Graphics, and everybody else helps me out on the sim.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a great run, a great drive, and another checkered flag here for you as you're already off to a hot start here this season, man. What does it all add up to? And you got that championship now sitting in the back of your mind, knowing that you're going to be a contender here this year for the QS Racing League Championship.
Yep, just keep putting in the redraw and keep our nose clean, hopefully.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we look forward to seeing you back out there next week, Nick. Congratulations on the great run. Congratulations on the great drive here this afternoon. And don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, Nick Brundage. Is Brundage able to pick up the dub here this afternoon? As Jason White says, Volusia went to Leducer and Cedar Lake went to Brundage. Yes, Brundage picked up the win at Cedar Lake. I don't know, the points are so different, the way they got them in there, it seems so weird. But yeah, Brundage was the winner last week as well, so off to a hot start, back-to-back weeks, getting the pole position, and back-to-back weeks, able to use it to his advantage, and picking up the checkered flag. So 2 wins out of 3 now for Nick Brundage as he pulls the 916 into victory lane. We'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher now, the 76 rider, Ray Ramey. Ray coming home here in position number 2. Let's pull them up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Ray, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Ray, man, a very solid run, a very solid drive here for you this afternoon. You're just able to keep that car clean and easy out there on the speedway. Didn't really make any mistakes, didn't really put yourself into any treacherous positions, and slowly but surely you're able to get around a couple of those drivers and put yourself up in here into a solid second place run, but almost putting yourself into victory lane, man. Just looked like you didn't quite have enough there late in this race for that 916 ride of Brundage.
Yeah, no, it was a good race with Nick there, and he ran a really good race. Same with Elliot, tough luck for him. But I for sure thought I had a 3rd place finish, and then Elliot kind of went real high in the 1 and 2, and just messed up his run there. And yeah, I really wish we could have had more green flag laps. That could have been a better race with the top 2 there. And yeah, all in all, it was a good race. It was a good debut for me in the league, and yeah, I'm excited to run again.
Absolutely. Absolutely, a very good debut. What were you thinking coming into the series now after already seeing a couple of the races and seeing, the amount of talent, the amount of fast cars that you're going to have to compete with here on a weekly level here in the series, and being able to come out and put yourself into second, man, is a heck of a drive and a heck of a showcase here for yourself. But what was going through your mind here, loading into the server and seeing some of the names that are a part of the series?
I honestly thought I wasn't really gonna have anything for these guys, because I'm not used to these setups any, and yeah, I honestly thought I wasn't gonna have a good outing, but turned out we did. A lot of those cautions probably helped with that. They're off the initial start, me and Elliot kind of got into a scuffle there, and it caused a bunch up. But yeah, I'm glad we kept it clean, kept it green. So I mean, yeah, it was fun. Wish I
Absolutely.
could have done a little better.
Absolutely. Always wanting that one extra spot and getting that taste of victory. Unfortunately, couldn't quite find it here this afternoon, but you got a lot of races left here in the series to try to find yourself a way into victory lane. I'm sure we'll see you up here hunting at the front of the field for those checkered flags here in the series, Ray. But a great run, a solid drive here this afternoon, man. Who would you like to thank for such a great performance out there on the racetrack?
I would like to thank Randy Johnston, Irish Sync Setups. He helps me a lot here lately, and I want to thank Public Enemy Setups and Nick Brundage and Sean McPhee and them because they've been with me, hanging out and everything and helping. Just all in all, huge crowd I'd like to thank, but can't really think of it at the moment.
Absolutely. Well, Ray, a great run, a great drive. Congratulations on the second place finish here this afternoon, and we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday.
Yep, I'm excited to come back. Thank you for the stream.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too, buddy.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our second place finisher, Ray Ramy, as Ray comes home there in position number 2. A solid run and a solid drive there for the 76 machine as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here, the number 92 of Tristan Ladisser. Ladisser coming home in position number 3. Let's pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Tristan, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Tristan, man, a great run, a solid performance here for you as you parked that 92 right up onto the podium. Did you think it was going to be possible after that early race incident that sent you back to the rear of the field, and all of a sudden you got 30 drivers that you're going to try to figure out how to navigate through, trying to avoid all the other carnage and chaos that was, happening all around you here on the Speedway, and somehow or another get back up here and battle for a top 3 finish this afternoon?
After my incident, seeing 30 cars in front of you on a rough track like this is never a good sign, but just worked my way through, kept my nose clean, and was able to run some different lines than others, and was able to get my way back up to third.
Yeah, absolutely. Saw you slicing and dicing it there and working yourself around a lot of these fast cats and back up onto another podium run here for yourself as we didn't do interviews in the first race. I talked to the admins and everything to do interviews here in this one. So already in the 3 races here this season, you're able to get the win there in Fallujah and now a third place run here at USA International Speedway. Tristan, who would you like to thank for great runs not only here this week but last week and your win there at Fallujah?
Yeah, I just want to thank Durgy Dig Performance Chassis, Yorker Speed Co., Glengarry Truck Center, Mr. Radiator, and everyone else that helps out on this ride.
Absolutely. Well, Tristan, another great run, another great race. You got another win in the tank here for the 92 ride. Do you think you're going to find victory lane maybe once or twice more, maybe a few times more here in the series?
Yeah, feel fast, but the goal really for the rest of the season is just to be consistent and hopefully take a championship.
Absolutely. Championship always in the back of your mind here, and we look to see how it all plays out for you, Tristan. Great race, great run. Huge congratulations for another solid podium finish here this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday.
Thank you, bud.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our third place finisher, the 92 ride of Tristan Ladisser. As Ladisser coming home there in position number 3 here this afternoon. Another great race, another great run by each and every one of these drivers. Heck of a run, heck of a performance here this afternoon. As unfortunately, the racing action has come to a close here in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, I cannot thank you guys enough for tuning in. All the fans in the stands coming in, showing the love here throughout the evening. Everyone with the likes, the comments, the shares, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and becoming part of the Peacemaker family. And huge shout out to all of our league sponsors, man, and every one of these drivers that come out and put on these shows for us week after week after week. And to all of the admins, you know, Eric Tanthero, James Richard, and Ralph, and all these other guys that make this series possible, man. It's a heck of a series, heck of some great racing action, and it's only going to get better here on out, man. These drivers are going to get more comfortable racing with each other, know their different driving styles, and the racing action is only going to get better and better and better, and we can't wait to see them back in action next Sunday. But we'll be back in action here tomorrow afternoon, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune into all of our races by turning on those bell notifications and never missing the action here on Peacemaker Gaming, as unfortunately that is going to do it for us here in this one. But thank y'all for tuning in, thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, what a run, what a race, what a drive. So with that, let me quickly move that out of the way as we're trying to get the music playing here, the music playing. Let me find the music. We need to find the music here. There we go. All right, peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out, baby. That was fun, Dean. That was fun, brother. Hell of a race.